Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump on real quick because we have Deb here who is the owner of this RV resort and it's called
White Springs RV Park.
White Springs RV Park. We've enjoyed it here so much and Deb is beautiful and wonderful person, and we went through all these questions with her and I knew you guys would want to see this. So Deb, for everyone watching, kind of explain how long you've had this resort and what would you recommend for anybody who has never done this? Would it be a good opportunity for somebody who loves RVing and loves people, would want to start something like this up?
Well, I bought the park 4 years ago. The park was already established, which is always a good option because you don't have to develop property. But if you have to develop property, you have to really think about what you're going to do with the property. Because just like people RV for different reasons, you have to think about, if I owned an RV park, why would I do it? And what do I want to do and what do I not want to do?
Right.
So I picked a nice little RV park with some woods and shade in
How
Florida.
many spots do you have?
I have seven.
7 spots.
7 spots on 4 acres.
Okay.
So some of the property is not developed, but it's cleared.
Right.
So it's kind of park-like.
So we boondocked one night.
Yeah, they did. And back in the back part, I said it's not like a parking lot. It's a nice little spot. After I bought it, already established, I bought 4 acres with the 7 sites, and it was just what I wanted. Because having RV myself, I knew that full hookup, water, sewer, electric, and pull-through sites were awesome.
Yes.
Because when you have a big rig like yours,
Right.
we had a Class A with a tow vehicle, so having a pull-through site was a big deal for us. Now, if you have a pop-up or a van, not so big.
Right.
But I figured if I can put a Class A or a big fifth wheel in here, I can put a van in there.
Right.
So, so having pull-through sites is a big deal. That was a big deal to me.
Right.
I did not want a bathroom or bathhouse. There's a lot of reasons. Number one, I don't like to clean them.
Right. Don't blame me.
And there's liability issues. Slip falls.
Yep.
Or happen in bathrooms at home and on RV parks. So I didn't want a bathroom. And during COVID, nobody wanted to use a public bathroom anyway. It was kind of the idea.
Right.
One of the reasons I wanted to RV was because I wanted to bring my pets,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to use bathhouses.
Yeah.
So I had an RV that had bathrooms on it.
Right.
So the other thing I did was I researched is that when you have traffic going one way, that reduces your liability.
Right.
Because backing up traffic is a risk
Yep.
to children, pets, property.
Right.
So we have full hookup pull-through sites, which were economical to me. Plus, I have no overhead here.
Right.
I have 7 posts
Wow.
and 7 sewer drops.
So you have no outcoming expenses except
Well, when I say overhead, I mean structural.
structural overhead.
Yes,
Okay.
no
Got it.
structures. My overhead is utilities.
Yep.
We are on a well septic here, so I don't have to pay for water or sewer.
Wow. Nice.
The only utility I pay for is electric.
Okay.
So, and there's no meters on these sites. A lot of RV parks will meter them.
Yep.
So that's a consideration.
Yeah.
If you're going to just have overnight traffic, meters aren't going to help you a bit
Right.
because they pay after they use it.
Yes.
So
They're done.
yeah. So that doesn't help.
Okay.
And one of the reasons I don't have meters is because I want to do mostly overnight or weekenders.
Right.
So I have to foot the electric bill.
Okay.
As an overhead cost. And I have property insurance, property taxes. I have a business license. In Florida, it's not very expensive.
Great.
Very, very reasonable.
And we're in Florida right now.
And we're in Florida, White Springs, Florida. Should have said that. And it doesn't look like Florida, but it is. This is the old Florida. Yeah. So, anyway, just considerations about what you want to do as a property owner.
Yeah.
I like to engage with my guests.
Yes.
The advantage of having 7 sites is I can do that.
Right. And you really get to know who's on your property.
I do, and
Right.
I want them to feel like guests.
Yes.
I can do that with 7.
Yes.
If I have 70, I can't do that.
Right.
So if I have 70, I have to have help. So you have the overhead of employees,
Yeah.
benefits, taxes, all that stuff.
Right.
All their insurance and stuff. So
Is there any negative of this place to you? Is there one thing you would change or do differently?
Not really.
No.
It's been really just perfect for me.
That's awesome.
It really has been.
And Deb doesn't have a pool or a play set because, again, liability issues.
You can have one swing. You have two, it's playground equipment. So,
And so we came in with our service pony. And
Thoughts when
what were you got that call?
when I got that call, he said, "Oh, I told him what we had. I could get you on a boondock site," which he seemed very happy about that,
Yes.
which most people don't.
Right.
He goes, "Oh, and one other thing." Okay, I said. He says, "We have a service animal. We have a service animal." I'm like, "Well, he didn't clarify that. He didn't say service dog.
Okay.
He said a service animal." And I'm thinking, if it's a boa constrictor, it's out, you know. So he said, "No, it's a service pony." And I went, a pony. A pony. Well, I don't know. I said, "What?" So I asked him. I said, "Is it a little pony? A big pony?
Yeah.
Is it contained?" So we went through those questions. He said,
Right.
"We have a corral." I said, "Well, you do pick up after her." 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, when you bring dogs in, you have to pick up. I'm like, how am I
Right.
going to tell her she has to pick up horsey food? But they said they did. And I said, "We have a little corral for her." And I said, "Well, yeah, bring her."
Yeah.
And I knew I had all the acreage, so finding a place for her
That was easy.
was easy. And so it was really exciting, actually. I've got pictures of her I'm going to put on my Facebook
yay.
page. And I've got pictures by her little sign.
Cute.
And
Cute. And what did what was your response from the people that were here? Because we had a few people in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it was shocking
Yeah.
to some of them. Like, well, I had one guy call me and said, "Deb, I don't know if you know this, but there's a pony in the park." He's the same guy that called me and said, "Deb, I don't know if you know that there's a wild pig in your park."
Oh gosh.
So I knew that he was
Yeah.
on the mark.
Right.
He's paying attention.
Right. He
So-
must have been the paparazzi out here
Yes.
with the camera.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I said, well, and I had a couple of guests that came in next to you.
Mhm.
And I said, "Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I'm putting you in a full hookup site, but don't, if you have an issue with there's a small service pony in the spot next to you." I'm like, "Oh, is it friendly?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, she is, but you need to ask if you can pet it." And, but most people were like, "Oh, that is so cool." I had a couple here that said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe," they got all excited. We went and told his wife, "There's a pony in the park, there's a pony in the park." And I went over and talked to him. I said, he goes, "Have you ever had a pony in the park before?" I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, I am so glad you let her." He goes, "I just want you to know, if you had not let that pony come,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have come.
Right. We would have been sad.
We would have been done." He said, "Because we're all kind of people, and we're animal people."
Yeah, it's sweet.
And I knew that if you guys traveled with her,
Yeah.
you were responsible pet owners. So
Thank you. Would you consider having actual horse owners come in at this point?
well, it's something I've considered all along because there's a lot of horse traffic in and out of Florida.
Yeah.
There are special RV parks, they call them horse camps.
Yep.
So if you're traveling with horses and you're looking for an RV park that accommodates them, you can search for horses, or the horse camps are the industry title of those. And I would like to do that. We're talking liability issues again.
Ah, okay.
You have large animals on the property.
Yes.
They can get out, run over somebody, knock somebody down, bite, kick.
Yep.
So even though the owners are constraining them, again, like I told my guests, don't walk up to the pony unless you
Yes.
ask.
Yes.
So people don't understand when you're around large animals. I've been around horses my whole life,
Right.
and so I don't know that I would or not.
Yeah. So we'll leave
But
it
I would
open
certainly
here right
leave
now.
the option if somebody came here with a horse
Yeah.
and they were in a situation like you guys were, you needed a spot, I would take them. But I don't know that I would advertise my park
Got it.
as a horse camp.
Okay. Good.
So,
Fair enough. I mean,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
If they come with their own things and are
Right.
able to.
Well, I could
set
always
it
put a
up.
holding pen
Okay.
and I can tell them it's a dog park.
Yeah.
But without making it obtrusive
Yeah.
and obvious to inspectors what it
Right.
is, I could do that. And I would consider that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your time.
I
Thank
appreciate
so
you guys
much.
coming to visit with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have had so much fun with you guys here.
Awesome.
Your children are great.
They try to be.
They are. They were very good, and the doggies were perfect, and just really a nice family to have here.
Thank
and
you so much.
I'm glad you did, and I hope you come back.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.